Hey all, so the new feature crystal here, and this is bonkers. To keep the first 30 seconds of my video PG. Wow. Yeah, I mean, we knew the six features were solid. Icarus is probably the least exciting. I think a lot of people are already sleeping on Cersei. I think there's going to be more coming out of her. But Anti-Venom, at worst, is a double immune, interesting companion to Spider-Man 2099. Null is a beast. Nimrod was already good and became much better this month with the introduction of Toad and Sauron. Kitty Pride is Kitty freaking Pride. But then after that, I figured they were going to add Voodoo, but I was not expecting Hyperion, Voodoo, and Ghost Rider. That's just insane. I mean, that's very, very good. Voodoo has always been one of my favorite champions. He kind of fell out of the meta there for a while, especially in War, but there's so much that guy can do. I cleared so much content with him. I think my four-star Voodoo was actually my MVP for the Mystic and Tech chapter of Variant 1 all the way back in the day. Like, he is an absolute house. Hyperion was my OG favorite. It's still my line profile picture. I used him to clear most of Labyrinth of Legends, like all of Act 6. Both of those champions would be huge pulls for me. And then after those guys, it doesn't really get much weaker. Like, Abomination is on paper the worst champion in this crystal, but the Red Guardian synergy means he can put out a lot of damage very quickly. And I've seen that be useful. My BBG mate Nerd, his YouTube channel is called Hyena, has some great stuff with him. Cable is a beast. He is vulnerable to apocalypse bans if those end up happening, but War isn't the only content in the game, and having a Cable is great. I've been a longtime champion of Claire, but somehow I've never duped her. Wouldn't mind that. I've been vocal about wanting a Doc Ock dupe for a very long time. He's amazing at power control. Dragon Man is at worst solid. I wouldn't mind an Emma dupe. I've used my rank 5 5-star quite a bit. Hawkeye I just took to rank 3. He's great. Hitmonkey isn't my favorite, but the dude is effective. If you can avoid getting hit, he outputs a ton of damage and is a mercenary. Old Man Logan is fine. He's probably my least favorite champion in this crystal, but he can still do solid damage, he can still heal, and he's immune to ability accuracy modification. Like, if that's the worst champion in here, that's great. And then we have Punisher 2099, who I also have at rank 3. I think is a significantly underrated tech champion, goes really well with Captain America Infinity War. Squirrel Girl is one of the other contenders for worst champion in this crystal, but I still think that says more about the crystal than about her. She can actually do some decent stuff. Her instant bleeds are really solid. She has that utility with manipulating the combo meter. She has some ability accuracy reduction, some purify. Especially if you pull her early on in your career, she'll do work for you. Taskmaster probably needs a tune up, but there's a lot in that kit. If he gets a small tune up, he will be very good. Vision Age of Ultron, in my opinion, is better than OG Vision. He just has slightly worse base stats, but at high Sig, I love his power steal. Wasp goes with Ghost and is solid in her own right. We had a person in my BG use her to get around some torch bans in off-season war, and then I think Yellow Jacket is criminally underrated. So that's just a mind-blowingly good crystal. I've said before, Kitty is my top ask in this, followed quickly by Cersei. I really want to be the one to play around with her and find some good uses. I feel like what she has will suit my playstyle, but Nimrod is way up there. I would be very happy with a null, and of course Hyperion and Voodoo are top asks. So let's get this going. Nimrod off the bat is amazing because I do not really have any 6-star champions that do a lot with prowess removal. My best option is Howard the Duck, who needs a synergy if I'm remembering correctly. I don't have War Machine, So getting the man himself in Nimrod is just amazing. Hopefully I can dupe him at some point, but I think that's an easy rank 2 right there, even as he is. So second up, I'm really glad that rolled over Icarus. Because like I said, I wouldn't mind playing around with him, but I do think he might be the most disappointing, or at least the least exciting one in here. Claire, I don't think needs her dupe, but I'm not going to mind her, getting her first silver stars. She's been bronze starred for way too long, so very happy about that. The second Claire dupe would have hurt, so I'm really glad that ended up on cable. I've been saying for a long time that I would rank 3 him if I got him. The possibility of Apocalypse bans does sour me a little bit on that, especially as I've cleared so much content now. But it still could happen. I mean, he's an absolute monster to have with him, and it's not like I have Kang or, like, Sinister's great. The dupe on cable is a little bit less awesome. It's fine. If you're in a fight where his special 2 matters, getting that concussion up is important to your game plan, then the extra power gain's nice, but, it's not really that great. Really glad we did not get a second cable dupe, and a rollover to Cersei is fantastic. Like I said, she was my second most wanted overall. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so one last try. Kitty, Hype, Voodoo would be my top asks. Let that one spin for a little bit. Dragon Man is not my favorite, but he is the only mystic robot. He has slow, he has that like Hyperion-like power gain. I've seen some really good stuff with him from Vega and some other friends. I'm not sad about that. I don't think I'm going to be rushing to rank him up given the others, but that's cool. That is probably the best set of 6 I have ever pulled from any feature crystal since they switched over to this system. Like, it could have gone better, but realistically, not for me. I'm extremely happy with that, and I will be opening as many of these crystals as I can possibly find shards for. I don't regret the shards I spent on the last crystal. My very last pull was Penny, and she's amazing and possibly won me the Incursions tournament. Spoiler alert. But yeah, 6-star shards are going to be extremely valuable to me over the next 90 days. Props to Kabam for actually giving a balanced pool where even like the weakest, worst champions in there still have redeeming qualities, still have uses. This is probably the first crystal I can remember that I would seriously consider opening on a smaller account. Because there's no like Cyclops level or Groot level champions in here. You could do work with literally all of them. And the upside on a new account to pulling Voodoo, Hyperion, one of these features, like, this is better than opening basics even with the premium, in my opinion, for all account levels. I'm not sure I'm willing to do it on my alt because he's only looking at his 4th 6-star with the next opening, and the premium still sits pretty high there. But I'm going to be thinking very seriously about that. Because, yeah, the upside is huge. Good luck to everyone with your pulls. Hopefully they went as well as mine, or even better. And good luck to everyone trying to farm out 6-star shards over the next 90 days. This is going to be fun. Until next time, thanks for watching, and take care.